What if I told you that one man's decision saved democracy itself and almost no one remembers his name? In 490 BC, the most powerful empire on earth, Persia, marched toward Greece. Only Athens stood in their way, and the man who dared to defy them was Miltiades. This isn't just a story about a battle. It's about the moment an idea almost died. Before Leonidas and the 300 before Themistocles at Salamis, there was Miltiades the general who faced the Persian superarmy head-on and changed the course of history at the Battle of Marathon. His story is a powerful reminder that sometimes the fate of the world rests on the shoulders of one person willing to risk everything. So why has he been forgotten? Miltiades wasn't born a hero. In fact, he started out as a tyrant, ruling a small region called the Thracian Chersonese under the authority of the Persian king. He served with them, learned from them. He knew their tactics, their strengths, and most importantly, their arrogance. When Athens finally broke away from Persian influence, Miltiades saw his chance. He returned to his home city, not as a former collaborator, but as a man who brought something priceless with him: intimate knowledge of the enemy. He was the insider, the man who knew how the greatest empire of the age thought and fought. That knowledge would soon be put to the ultimate test. The Persian army, a force tens of thousands strong, landed on the shores of Marathon, just a short march from Athens. The city was thrown into chaos. The Athenian generals were completely divided. Some argued to stay behind the city walls and wait. Others whispered about surrender, believing resistance was futile. But Miltiades saw the terrifying truth with perfect clarity. If Athens hesitated, if they waited for the Persians to reach the city, democracy would die before it ever had the chance to truly live. The world's first great experiment in freedom would be extinguished. Miltiades knew he was running out of time. He argued relentlessly, passionately, with the other generals. He had to make them see that their only hope was to be bold. He finally convinced the polemarch, the commander-in-chief Callimachus, to cast the deciding vote and give him command of the army. With the fate of Athens in his hands, Miltiades made a decision that no other general would have dared. Instead of waiting to defend the city, he would march out and attack first. He was taking the fight to them. On the plains of Marathon, Miltiades set his audacious plan in motion. He ordered the Athenian line to be stretched incredibly thin, deliberately weakening the center while heavily reinforcing the wings. This was a massive gamble. When the Persians advanced, confident in their numerical superiority, the Greeks did the unthinkable. They charged, running full speed through a storm of enemy arrows to close the distance. The powerful Persian center easily pushed back the weak Greek middle, just as Miltiades had planned. Then, at the crucial moment, the strong Greek wings wheeled inward, collapsing on the Persian flanks. The great Persian army was suddenly surrounded, trapped. Panic set in. What was supposed to be an easy victory turned into a slaughter. Against all imaginable odds, Athens had won. That single victory echoed through all of history. Without Miltiades and the Battle of Marathon, there is no golden age of Athens, no Parthenon, no Socrates, no Plato. The democracy we take for granted, the very foundation of Western civilization, might never have existed. It was all saved on that field. Yet, for the man who saved it all, the story ends in tragedy. Miltiades, the savior of Athens, was later disgraced in a failed military campaign, thrown in prison by the very people he had rescued, and left to die in chains, forgotten by history. History remembers kings and conquerors, but it often forgets the ones who saved freedom itself. If you believe this story deserves to be remembered, hit that like button. Comment Marathon if you think Miltiades should be taught in schools right alongside Leonidas, and subscribe for more stories of forgotten warriors who shaped our world. Because history isn't just written by the victors, it's written by those brave enough to stand first.